Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24, and today we wrap up the 2023-2024 regular season with our final home game at Crypto.comArena. Starting next season, the Clippers will be hosting their games at the new Intuit Dome that is almost ready to be open. So kind of bittersweet here for the Clippers as they close out an era here in an arena they've been calling home for quite some time. Now, they also have made the postseason, so this might not be the last home game here. Depends on how far we get in the playoffs. Thanks to a 12 out of 13 win finish, the Clippers have clinched a play-in spot, specifically the 10 seed. So they will not host a play-in game here, but if they make it to the playoffs, they just might. They'll close out this era by playing host to the Houston Rockets. You saw their starting lineup on the screen: Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Tobias Harris, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun. And if you're excited for this one, you're excited for the end of an era here as we get ready for the postseason, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content, as we're underway here with the tip, and Mason Plumlee wins it for his Clippers, and we are underway. As quickly, there's an off-ball foul for Nicholas Batum, so in 7 seconds, the tip is nullified because Nicholas Batum commits a foul. Two players not playing for the Clippers, no Leonard, no Westbrook in the lineup. Yes, it is the last home game, so maybe we'll see them get some minutes down the end, but since we're already locked into the 10 spot, there's really no need to stress their bodies before the all-important play-in games. Now the Houston Rockets now with the basketball. Kevin Porter Jr. gives it up for Alperen Sengun, being guarded by Plumlee now as he steps out of bounds. So both teams commit a turnover on their first possession, not the best start to their days. Clippers now 40-41 thanks to their hot stretch to the end of the season, while the Rockets, they're 32-49. They're looking towards the postseason. While Paul George, who had 25 points in the last win against Utah Jazz, and the Clippers are looking towards the play-in tournament. It is James Harden on the first shot attempt of the day. Comes up a little short on the layup. Rockets, though, did shoot 51% in their last win against LA back in March 6th. As here's Porter Jr. with the basketball and a nice touch off of the glass. Kevin Porter Jr., who in those two games against LA has 18 points per game. He's really become one of the focal points of this Houston Rocket offense. A nice young piece that this team can build their future around. As Paul George gets the screen, pulls up from three, and it rattles off the mark. But Plumlee's able to get the offensive board. He goes back up with it, misses, gets his rebound again, dishes it out to a wide open Batum, who misses the three-pointer. But Plumlee with another rebound. Gives it up this time for Martin, who drives inside over to Plumlee for the mid-range two. And it's off the mark, and the Clippers had about 4 chances there, but are unable to get any of them to fall. So kind of a sloppy start to this game here. Now the Rockets back with it over to Tobias Harris, being guarded by Martin now to Kevin Porter Jr. He's working away on James Harden, gets a screen, pulls up from three, and this one also misses. Rebounded by Harden, a former Houston Rocket, playing against his old team that he won an MVP with. Gets a screen from Plumlee, dishes it inside for him, and Plumlee pulls, and this time hits the jumper, and he gets the Clippers their first points of the game after 2 minutes of play. Gear up for the play-in tournament. The Clippers have clinched the 10 seed, so it's just a matter of who will they face in the 9. Will it be the Suns, or will it be potentially Portland of the Trailblazers? As there's a miss for Houston. Now George on the other end. He's going to try to get a screen from Plumlee. Gets it, drives inside, dishes it out to Martin in the corner. And Kenyon Martin, another former Houston Rocket, driving, gives it up for James Harden. And Harden's going to get to the rim and score with an and one on Tobias Harris, former 76er teammates, as now in different cities. And Harden will hit the three-point play and give the Clippers now a 5-2 lead. As Kevin Porter Jr. now dribbles it up the court, gets a screen left side. He pulls from three and rattles in and out. Rebounded there by Nicholas Batum. Up to Harden, now over to George. He's going to back it up a little bit, swing it over to Batum. Gets the mid-range, gets his man to miss, and that's a crafty veteran move. Gets his man airborne, and Nicholas Batum able to connect. And outside of that one possession where they missed like 4 shots, the Clippers have played pretty good basketball here in the early goings. They lead 7-2. Rockets scored the first 2 points of the game. Now it's been a 7-0 run here for the Clippers. But here's Jabari Smith for 3, and he gets it. Jabari Smith from downtown, as the second-year man out of Auburn, gets a triple and cuts this lead down to 2. On the other end, Paul George looking to go isolation here. Working against Jalen Green, drives right side, uses his strength and gets to the basket and scores. Paul George so good at initiating contact at the rim. He's averaged about 23 points here in Crypto.comArena. And he's looking to continue that number here in the regular season finale, as there is a deep 3 by Şengün that's off the mark. Batum with the rebound, dishes it up now to Harden. It pulls at the top of the key. He's just going to back up a little bit. Try to run a play here. It's now left side for George. Screen now coming from Batum. He gives it up to Nicholas. Handoff now for George. He pulls from the mid-range and is not able to hit. Good defense there by the Houston Rockets. He's now up to Jabari Smith again. It's a tough shot, but he gets it to go. Jabari Smith trying to initiates contact there and gets it to fall, as it's now a 9-7 lead for the Clippers. 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Over to Martin in the corner. Now Plumlee, who's at the three-point line. It's going to be a handoff now for Martin. He tries to drive inside. He initiates contact. And we'll go to the end of the first quarter. The Clippers will hold a 26-24 lead after a period of play. And we'll go now a little bit later into the second quarter. It is a 45-38 lead for LA. 7-point lead here for the Clippers. They played pretty good ball here in the second quarter. As George trying to add on to that, gets the mid-range to fall. So now a 9-point lead for LA with 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll stick with this action until the end of the quarter. As Jalen Green gets a screen, pulls up right side, and that one toilets the Bulls around. In and out, though, as it's corralled by Nicholas Batum. As you can see, the Clippers have done a very good job out-rebounding the Rockets. They've relied heavily on Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green as well. Meanwhile, the Clippers have done a great job of spreading the ball around. There's an alley-oop from Highland to Batum, and that finishes at the rack. Nice team basketball there by LA. They push it now to a double-digit lead, 49-38. Jalen Green, though, trying to cut into that lead. He does just that. Nothing but the bottom of the net for number 4, Jalen Green, who's averaging 20.6 points per game this season. He's really coming to his own as one of the bright young stars here in the NBA. As George gets a screen, gives it up for Martin Jr. at the rack, and he scores. Clippers already got 51 points in this game, as there's another former Houston Rocket, Kenyon Martin, who came over in the offseason. The Clippers are high on Martin, one of the younger players on the team, as meanwhile on the other end there is a dunk for number 3, Kevin Porter Jr. off of a nice pass. Now Nashawn Highland dribbles it up the court. Another screen now coming, and there's nobody to defend Highland, and he gets right to the rack. 53 points now here for the Clippers, as most of those have come off the pick and roll. The Rockets have done a very poor job at defending the pick and the roll, and the Clippers have taken full advantage of it. Instead, on offense, here's what they try to do. They just try to isolate with Kevin Porter Jr., and he gets inside and scores. As you can see, 16 points on the night for KPJ, 10 of those coming here in the second quarter. He's been very ball dominant here in the second frame. Screen right side for Plumlee, and again, nobody's there to guard Highland. There's the pick and roll defense, not on display again. As Bones Highland, another easy layup at the point of attack, keeps it now a 10-point lead in favor of the Clips. On their end, Porter Jr. working inside on Highland, and he hits. Kevin Porter Jr. is now in the zone, as he had 6 in the first quarter and now up to 12 this quarter. It's been all him. Now George gets it, drives inside, gets by his man, and he gets to the rim, but it rattles in and out. It's right around the rim goes PG-13's layup. Now the Rockets with a chance to cut more into this deficit. It's KPJ again with the basketball. Working isolation here on Highland. Gets some space left side. And he has to pick up his dribble, gives it up to Eason. Now over to Harris, who has had a very bad second quarter. 3 seconds here on the shot clock. Harris step backs for 3, and no, is unable to connect. Another miss for Tobias Harris. Now George with the rebound. Less than a minute to go here in the second quarter. Drives left side. Instead pulls from 3. Gets it. PG-13 from downtown. Pushes it again back up to a double-digit lead. 58-47 is your score. As now Paul George has entered takeover mode. 25 seconds left here to go in the first half. Dribble handoff for Porter Jr. He's matched up now on Plumlee. Some help is coming from Highland. Porter Jr., though, gets underneath the basket and he forces the miss. Nice defense there by Highland. He gets the rebound, quickly pushes the pace the other way. Dishes it inside for Batum. It gets behind the defense and gets an easy layup. 60-burger here in the first half for the Clippers. As the Rockets now 5 seconds left to go in the first half. It'll be Jalen Green who gets to the rack and scores with a very quick layup, to say the least. And that's will do it for the first half. The Clippers lead 60-49. But don't go anywhere. We'll stay tuned in the second half. Can the Clippers close the Crypto.comArena era with a win at home? We'll have to find out in the second half. Well, the Clippers erupted there in the second quarter. You can see 34 points for Los Angeles, 11 points for Paul George leads the team, while it's 18 from Kevin Porter Jr., who leads all players in scoring. He's been very much involved in almost every possession. And, well, it's worked for him. Has the Rockets down here by 11. We'll begin the third quarter here with Porter Jr. with the ball. He gives it up for Şengün. Inside, though, for Porter Jr., and there's another backdoor for KPJ, picking up right where he left off to end the first half. Still in takeover mode. See now the Clippers with their first possession here of the second half. James Harden has it. Looks like they're trying to get their takeover man open. It's Paul George with the basketball. He's going to cut left side, lob it up for Plumlee, who swings it down with an alley-oop. Another pick and roll working to perfection for Los Angeles, as they answer right back with two of their own. Jalen Green now over to Smith inside. Nice cut there by Jabari Smith. He's had himself a very solid day. Nice pass as well from Jalen Green. And makes it now a 62-53 game. The Rockets have steadily stayed in the double figures, high single figures, as there's another inside basket. This time it's Nicholas Batum, who had 9 points in the first half. He's in the double figures now, and the Clippers just continue to score at will underneath the basket. Rockets got to tighten up that defense. As here's Porter Jr., he gets left wide open, but good help defense by Harden to get over in time. No foul called, as he rebounds the ball as well. Nice spin move there by Harden, and he's able to get to the basket and draw the foul. So James Harden, a good sequence there for him. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. And the former NBA MVP does hit the first, and he hits the second. Now he's 66-53 lead here for Los Angeles. This time it'll be Jalen Green dribbling it up here for the Rockets. He cuts left here on George. He dribbles it back out, but it gets by George and gets to the basket for 2. And that's been a lot of Rockets offense. It's either been Kevin Porter Jr. getting the ball and working some sort of isolation, or it's been Jalen Green getting the ball and working some sort of isolation. Not a lot of team play here for Houston as they trail by 11. Meanwhile, the other end, Harden drives inside and finishes at the rack. Nice play by Harden just outside the reach of Şengün. And the former Houston Rocket is starting to pile up the points here in this one. He leads the Clippers in points per game this season. Here's Green again on the next possession, not passing the ball, instead just getting by George to the rack. I mean, it's effective. They just got to play better defense, as they've given up 68 points here, and the third quarter is only 2 minutes old. Here's Harden now with the basketball. Gives it over left side for Kenyon Martin. Over to Batum, top of the key. Swings it over to Harden, who pulls from 3, and oh, that one's off the mark. I thought for sure that would hit the bottom of the net. Instead, it's going the other way. As you can see, James Harden's numbers on the night. He has not been very effective from the three-point line. Only 1 from 6 for downtown, despite Harden having 18 points. As now here he is on the other end. He's going to push left side. Dribbles it back out to the three-point line. Now working isolation. Gets to the rack, swings it over, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And we'll go a little bit later here into the third quarter. Now 3:45 left to go. The Clippers currently hold a 13-point lead. As here's Eason, who scores at the basket. Nice play there by Tari Eason, the second-year man out of LSU. Gets 2 points on the board. And again, we're still just in this 9 to 13-point lead here for the Clippers. As on the other end, Highland for 3, connects from downtown. Nice job by Bones Highland to connect from deep. He's done a very good job this season at kind of being a second unit scorer, able to give you some points off the bench. Not the best defensive player, but he can score when need be. Here's Jalen Green, left side for three, trying to answer back, and he does not. That one's off the mark, a little too strong there as George corrals the rebound. He pushes the other way, pulls it back a little bit. Just going to wait for something to happen. Now trying to take Green, isolation, drives right side, uses his strength. Here comes the help defense, the Clippers. They swing it over to Highland, who hacks up a three, almost makes it drop to the bottom. But nonetheless, not a good shot there by LA. Now Porter Jr. on the other end. Guarded by Highland, gets the screen right side. Highland instead picks up Porter Jr. again, floats to his right and misses the jumper. Rebounded by Bones. He's going to quickly push it up the floor, pulls it back here. Just waiting for something to develop. Gives it up now to George. He's going to get a screen right side. He's driving to the rack. Alley-oops it for Martin, who slams it down with one hand. And now all the Clippers are in takeover mode. 90-74. The 16-point lead, the largest of the night for LA. As here's Porter Jr. on the other end. He draws a foul. We'll go to the end of the third quarter. It is a 20-point game. And with it being 20-point lead going to the final quarter, this one is over. The Clippers win 123-104. We just skipped the fourth quarter. There really was no point in watching it. It was turning into a blowout. And Los Angeles continues their hot streak. And they get to another victory, finish the season at 41-41, which is absolutely crazy because this team was 28-40 just a few weeks ago, winning 13 of their final 14 games. This team is in impeccable form for the play-in tournament as Paul George, a triple-double, James Harden, 35 points. Leonard and Westbrook didn't even play. It didn't seem to matter. Porter Jr. and Green combined for 57 points, but they took a lot of shots, 47 between the two of them. And, well, the Rockets, they'll wait for next year. Now, right after this, it actually went straight to the awards. I wasn't really ready for this, but here are the awards around the NBA. Joel Embiid wins his second MVP in a row. Victor Wembanyama is the Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul gets Sixth Man of the Year out there in Golden State. Giannis is your Defensive Player of the Year. Paul Reed of the Sixers is Most Improved. Anthony Edwards gets Clutch Player of the Year. And Coach of the Year goes to the Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins, who's the 1 seed in the West. As far as all NBA teams, here's your first team. It's Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, and Trae Young. Second team is Ja Morant, LaMelo Ball, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. For the third team, Damian Lillard, James Harden makes it on the All-NBA third team, Domantas Sabonis, Julius Randle, and Stephen Curry. As far as the defense, Lonzo Ball gets in on the all-defensive first team, followed by Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Evan Mobley, and Anthony Davis. The all-defense second team is Alex Caruso, Drew Holiday, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jimmy Butler, and the Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. Speaking of rookies, here's your all-rookie first team: Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, Amen Thompson, Scoot Henderson, and Chet Holmgren. And the all-rookie second team only had 3 players on it, which is kind of odd. They're all forwards: Jarris Walker, Sasha Vezenkov, and Chris Murray. So here is the play-in section of the playoffs. These is the big games, trying to figure out who get the final 2 spots. In the West, it's the Clippers and the Trailblazers, and the Suns and the Wolves, while in the East, it'll be the Bucks and the Magic on the lower seed matchup, and then we'll see what happens with the other one. But our next matchup is against the Portland Trailblazers, and we're on the 9 versus 10 game, which means we need to win this one. We cannot lose this game. If we do, our season comes to an end here. But we have quote-unquote playoff basketball next episode, so I hope you guys are ready for this one. I'm excited to play the Trailblazers. Their team has gone through a lot this year, and I want to take it to Portland. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.